Hi, do you love horses? Because at Cavago Stories, we love horses. We love them a lot. We'll be talking to notable and amazing equestrian personalities from around the world. Our podcast, Cavago Stories, is on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can subscribe now or write to us at support@mycavago.com. That's support@mycavago.com. May the horse be with you. Hi, I'm Tauseef. I'm the founder and CEO of Cavago, a platform dedicated for the horse world, by the horse world. There are so many incredible equestrian destinations for horse lovers around the world to experience and be a part of, and really celebrate all these incredible horses that we have, maybe in your neighborhood, all the way around the world. And today, one such person is Angela Barlow. She absolutely loves horses. She has this wonderful Arabian horse that I had the pleasure of working with. Angela was also a student of mine in Dubai, and we had probably one of the best and most memorable times working with her horse and improving not only his performance physically, but actually getting him into a really good headspace. And Angela is one of those people who have inspired me to create Cavago. She may or may not know this, but she's one of those people who've always asked me, because she's always wanted to learn and build her know-how. And she said, well, Tauseef, where can I go and ride? Or where can I learn horsemanship? Or where can I ride a dressage horse? And I used to be like, on a little piece of paper, I'd give her a telephone number or an email address. And I thought, why not just make a platform and give her the link or let her download the app? So I'm incredibly privileged and grateful for Angela asking those questions and reaching out to me so many years ago. And really, she's been one of those inspirations to create Cavago. And she's not just a brilliant rider, she's also a fantastic artist with her wonderful paintings and her photography. And some of her photography has been featured on Cavago. And I'm so excited to have her and speak to her right now.
Thank you, Tauseef. I'm blushing with all of those very generous comments of yours. But yeah, we do go back a few years, and Tauseef was one of those people who massively inspired me and changed the way that I trained my horse, who was at the time quite difficult for me to handle. So he's really changed our lives, and the way I ride, the way I think about horsemanship. It's been an incredible journey from that perspective, and I'm often chatting and asking, and I've seen Cavago from its very inception, when we were discussing where can I take my daughter to ride, because I had absolutely no idea. Whenever I go on holiday, I don't know a good riding school to look for, and it's often not online. So I remember asking those questions, and I'm very excited that this platform is taking off, because in a month or so I will be going to Portugal, and it's just so lovely to have an app that I can go on and book a dressage lesson or something that I've been dreaming about for a long time, and also for my daughter for summer camps, where she can go and spend a month or even a few days with specialists who can train her. So really, really excited about this. It's like a dream come true for me and my daughter.
I think it's a dream come true for all of us. You're absolutely right. I mean, I pinch myself when I see how far Cavago has come to not only have a web platform, but also an app. And I'd love to hear some of your thoughts and your feedback on the app, and the kind of places that you've checked out on it as well.
So I'm planning to go to Portugal at the end of this month for maybe around a week. So Tauseef, can you tell me any interesting horse riding places to go? I'm looking for dressage in particular, but I'd also like to ride on the beach.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting you say that. Obviously, we've had lots of feedback from so many different users and well-wishers of Cavago. One of the cool features is designed to be a basket. So you can actually plan your trip. So in your case, you're intending to go to Portugal. And if you're looking at dressage, one of the finest places, in my opinion, is Morgado Lusitano, which is around 15 minutes away from Lisbon Airport. And they do a lot more classical dressage. Many of the instructors are from the the Portuguese School of Equestrian Art. So they're absolutely phenomenal, wonderful horses. They breed their own horses as well. And then we have Montevideo. Montevideo is about an hour away from Lisbon, and they're absolutely phenomenal. That is where Ecuador, the horse that is destined to go to the Olympics, and his rider, João Tarao, is based. What's incredible about that place is that João Tarao teaches over there as well. So guests and riders from around the world can actually experience a lesson from an Olympic rider. Furthermore,
are these accessible to even beginners? Can beginners take lessons, or is it for advanced?
They're available all the way from beginners all the way to advanced, so Grand Prix level, Prix St. George level. These horses are so versatile. Of course, you would want to key in what your riding ability is and a little bit about your experience so they can plan for your visit. You can do that using the app. And once you've made a booking, you can actually have in-app communications with the host just to fine-tune your specific visit. What's also interesting is that as you stitch together this dream trip to Portugal, you can also end up at a place like MP Lusitanos, which is largely a breeding facility, family-owned, but one of the best in the world. And they have a guest trainer and rider, Juan Manuel Munoz, who is the gold medalist at the World Equestrian Games, who often comes in and works with many of those horses. And then, of course, Maria Nuno, who is a Portuguese Grand Prix rider. So you've got this phenomenal dressage history, caliber, qualifications built into this trip. Ideally, if you stitch it together, imagine a couple of days in Morgado, a few days at Montevideo, perhaps a week at MP Lusitanos. And because they're breeders, you may fall in love with a horse and say, I might want to buy this horse. Or
don't say that. That's dangerous.
It can be a slippery slope, but it is, I mean, the cool thing about Cavago is that it allows you to dream and scale your dream based on what you want. You can have a very basic riding lesson all the way through to a fully fledged holiday. And then as you travel further down in Portugal, one of my favorite destinations is a place called Cavalos na Área, which translates to horses by the sand or in the sand. Portugal is blessed with like 160 kilometers of sandy white beaches. And there's this facility which is famous because it's got these wonderful horses that you can ride at the beach. And it's been visited by people like Madonna multiple times. And so any footage that you see of Madonna riding a horse by the beach, it is over here. And then when I went there, I was told that this was the same horse that Madonna rode. So perhaps that's my claim to fame.
You've sold me, really. I want to go to all of them. So I'm going to have to, have a look on the app and see how I can put them all together.
Yeah, I would really encourage you to. I mean, we're really fortunate. We've got some wonderful places from that region on Cavago. And if you were to cross the border into Spain, into Sevilla and Jerez, these wonderful sort of pinnacles of the horse world, we've got Iguada Cartuja. Iguada Cartuja is, one of the modern great places for the Andalusian horse, preserved with the kind of history and culture that's associated with the PRE. So that's quite special. And then there's an equestrian center in Cordoba within the mesquite, or the castle, the palace walls, again, steeped in history and culture. So that goes again towards the more classical side of the equestrian world. But if you're a horse lover, these are experiences that you cannot miss. So we're very...
Yes, the classical side really appeals to me as well, because I'm quite interested in learning more of that side. The whole thing sounds very exciting. I can't wait. And I can't wait to use the app to book them all. So
yeah, I'll give you lots of recommendations, but of course, the interesting thing is that the app is designed for horse lovers to wanderlust a little bit. So you can explore, you can browse, you can explore by country and destination, you can browse by facility. So it really gives you that level of versatility in terms of what you're searching for, or just kind of generally daydream about it. I certainly used to daydream about horses even at work. And now this is my work. So I feel extremely privileged.
yes, absolutely. I think any horse lover will understand exactly what you're saying. And it's not easy to try and find the perfect fit for exactly what you want. So this is just genius, actually. It's genius.
It means a lot coming from you, Angela.
As a mum to a young equestrian who is crazy about horses, is there anything that caters for them? For example, summer camps or anything specialized for children?
A great question. Actually, many of our hosts offer specific programs for children, summer camps. For example, we have this wonderful place in France called Moulières that has these excellent programs, summer programs and summer camps, which are quite all-encompassing. Several of our hosts offer pony rides geared specifically for children. So Al Jiyad in Dubai is such an example. So across the board, there are many, many packages and offers that hosts offer that are aimed towards the younger, more aspiring rider, or someone who's finding their feet in the horse world. The other one that comes to mind is Lucknow Park in the UK near Bath. And I find that mothers and daughters often go together on these trips, and they may start perhaps as an 8-year-old. And it's interesting because over time, they may be 18 and then 28 and 38 and 48, and still mothers and daughters will go for this wonderful ride around a place as iconic as say Lucknow Park. And I think that's quite special. I think that gives you those options. When you book within the app, it's quite easy for you to indicate that I'll be arriving with my daughter. These are our riding abilities. I'm an intermediate rider, but my daughter is a beginner. You can explain all of those details, which makes life a lot easier for the host to prepare the right horse and the right experience. And you can ask very specific questions. You may, for example, really like a particular horse at a facility. You can put in that request to say, I would love to ride Sultan. And if he's available, within the app, they can reply and say, yes, of course, we'll make him available for you. So that versatility, again, is built into the Cavago app. And that's what I mean when I say that it's a web and an app platform for the horse world, by the horse world. That's exactly it. It is these wonderful horse facilities and experiences and programs geared specifically for people like us who love horses. And with more than 500 different breeds of horses, there are more than 30 countries on the platform. I think it's really special to have that diversity of experience anywhere, really.
Yes, absolutely incredible, and very, very worldwide. I mean, we can book anywhere in the world. So hopefully, when things open, that we'll be traveling specifically for horse riding experiences. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and of course, wherever you settle, you can book your daily and weekly rides or lease a horse, and that's what makes it so unique as a platform. Yeah. Angela, thank you so much. It's always such a pleasure to talk to you. And I'm delighted that you're as excited as I am about the Cavago app and this wonderful world full of horses.
Thank you very much. Equally, my pleasure to talk to you, and very much looking forward to making our first booking. So we'll be in touch soon.
Portugal can't wait for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can subscribe now on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Or you can write to us at support@mycavago.com. That's support@mycavago.com. Thank you for listening in. We can't wait to hear from you. May the horse be with you.